Hey guys, Aaron here from ACGC Gaming, and welcome to my review on Forza Horizon 3. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say that this game is freaking awesome. There's no point in me waiting until the end of the video to tell you that, because I doubt you're going to find a review out there that doesn't say this game is awesome. I've been playing it for around 15 hours now, and I'm really enjoying it. To start with, let me tell you that I've played every single Forza game since the start. I'm a massive fan of racing games in general, and the Forza series has been a crucial part of why I love them so much. From the ultra-realistic main Forza Motorsport series to the more arcadey Horizon series. I've loved every minute, even if I have been beaten online a fair few times. Now, Playground Games really done a good job with Forza Horizon 2. The graphics were amazing, it really showed what the Xbox One could do at the time, and I didn't think it could get much better than that. But how wrong was I? When Microsoft first announced their Play Anywhere program earlier this year, they said that Forza Horizon would be one of the first games to take advantage of this, and I really couldn't wait. Forza Horizon on the PC? I thought to myself, this is going to be unreal, and as you can probably tell, it's kind of blown me away. Now, set in Australia, Horizon 3 takes the series to a whole new level. The map isn't as big as, say, The Cruise, but it's around double the size of Horizon 2, and it packs a lot of variation and epicness into it. This time, you're given control of the Horizon Festival. Gone are the days when you're the rookie trying to make a name for yourself, taking orders from the big dogs, and entering whatever race they throw your way. Now, you basically just drive around the map, taking part in races that you get to somewhat customise, all in the effort to attract fans to the festival. The more you get, the bigger the festival gets, and the more locations you can expand into. You can make races a single event, a championship, or even a rivals race. It's mostly up to you. One addition to this iteration of the series is the new Horizon Blueprint feature. It adds something that really hasn't been there in the series before, and it gives you a lot more customization. You can choose the type of race you're in, what type of cars will be in the race, and it also allows you to change things like the weather, the time of day, and stuff like that. And you can even share those custom races and challenges with your friends, as well as the rest of the world. Now, racing isn't the only way that you can attract fans to the festival. You can take part in PR stunts, such as dangerous jumps, drift events, speed traps. You can also locate barns to unlock classic cars, and you can take part in special showcase events, which has you racing against trains, planes, and the first one, which is quite hilarious, a jeep being lifted around by a helicopter. In my eyes, Horizon 3 captures everything you could want in an open world racing game. Whether you're a gamer, a car enthusiast, you're definitely not going to be disappointed with what you get. To start with, there's over 350 cars to choose from, with more coming from the numerous car packs that the Forza series is somewhat renowned for. If you can't find a car that you like, then I'm not really sure you should be playing a racing game to begin with. There's everything from a Ford Transit Supersport van to the brand new electric dream that is the 2016 Tesla Model S P90D. And as an added bonus, if you've played Halo 5 or the Master Chief Collection, you even get a code that unlocks a Warthog. That's just crazy. Now, to add to this, there's an enormous amount of customization that you can do to each vehicle. From putting a Boy Racer spoiler on the back of the car, all the way to changing the differential on the drift build. Now, to be honest, that's way too much customization for me. I don't know about camber and differentials and stuff like that, but for those of you that are interested, it's there, and it's insane. Now, here's a pretty cool feature. Not only is this game online, as it's a Play Anywhere title, it's also cross-platform with the Xbox One, and that means you can game with your friends, even though you're on different systems. Thanks Microsoft for finally making that a reality, and it actually allows you to team up with 3 friends to tackle the campaign mode. All of which, the progress that you make, it's saved and transfers back to your individual game. But you can also enter an online adventure mode, which allows you to join a group of up to 12 players where you can stylishly drive across the country, taking part in races, mini-games, and earning some extra XP to boot. There's also the return of the drivatar feature from the Forza Motorsport 5, and that puts your friends' virtual drivatars in your game, which not only earns them credits, but also allows you to team up and form a convoy by just beeping your horn at them. That means you can cruise all over the map, earning insane bonuses from your convoy, and taking part in special convoy challenges. I actually read something on Reddit a few days ago which made me realise how cool this feature is. I'll link it in the description down below, but basically through that feature it allowed a young man to feel like he was cruising the streets with his friend who died a little over a year ago. And that just kind of brought it into reality for me and made me realise exactly how great this feature is. Now, the graphics. I shouldn't really have to say anything about the graphics, as you can see for yourself, but of course I'm going to mention it. This game is beautiful, whether you're driving through the gorgeous rainforests, the vast deserts and rocky mountains of the outback, or the sandy beaches of Australia's Golden Coast. It really does look stunning. I've mentioned it briefly on the Dysfunctional podcast, but even the sky looks amazing, and what you actually see in the game is real sky. Playground Games, they sent a team over to Australia just to film the sky for several months throughout the summer. Is that going too far? I'll let you decide on that one. Now, going from low to ultra settings does and doesn't make a lot of difference, if you know what I mean. Going up through the settings increases anti-aliasing, improves shadow and reflection quality, improves the amount of foliage in the draw distance. But to be honest, it does look better when you're stationary, but translate that to when you're racing and it's quite hard to tell the difference, especially if you're not looking for it. Now, it's not all great on terms of the graphics front. There are a few optimization issues at the moment, which means that a lot of people, most in fact, can't actually run this game on max settings, and some are even struggling to run it on high or medium. But whatever your settings you run it on, it still looks amazing. Overall, I feel the graphics are a complete marvel. There's something strangely satisfying about being able to see the raindrops on the bodywork of the car, the beads of the water on the windshield being affected by the wipers, and even things like only half of your mudded car looking wet after you've been through a puddle. If they can fix that optimization, then other than the little bit of pop-in, there isn't much that can be vaulted with the game. Now, Forza Horizon has been always renowned and has a massive reputation for its sound effects, and it's definitely not disappointed in that respect either. Each car has its own distinct sound, and from my experience they're pretty true to life. I mean, the roar of that Fiat Abarth 500 in game sounds exactly the same as my manager's as he pulls away from work every day. But whether you're listening to the growl of a Ford Mustang or the spine-tingling scream of a Lamborghini, it's not just the sound of the engines that make this game an audio delight. It's the other sounds that add real immersion to the game. The sound of the water as you plough through a stream or puddle, the sound of the wind as you narrowly miss an oncoming vehicle, or the sound of those trees breaking as you inevitably slide right off the road. It all adds to the experience that, in my opinion, is the best yet in the series. In terms of music, Horizon 3 has taken a slightly different approach. Instead of just being given a load of radio stations you can listen to right off the bat, as the boss, it's your decision on which radio stations you sign up to the festival. You unlock about 2 stations at a time as you progress throughout the game, and you choose what genre you want to employ. Now, the variety is pretty good, considering you only have 8 stations to choose from, and they range from classical all the way to hard rock. But there's something extra in the game. You can also play your own music in-game through the Groove Music radio station. This taps into your Windows Groove Music app. I bet you didn't know you had one of those. And it's kind of like a Windows version of Spotify, and you're given a free trial if you haven't used it before. But Not only that, but it will also play the music that you've stored on your OneDrive account. So if you've got all your MP3s saved in there, that's a great way to get them into the game. Now, some of you may be wondering, like, why wouldn't I just play Spotify in the background behind the game? Now, the cool thing is that if you do use this radio station, when you rock up to your festivals, the music plays on the big arena speakers within the game, and it gives it a great atmosphere. All in all, the music in the game is pretty good, and the function to play your own music within the game itself is cool. If I didn't like listening to the cars and sound effects so much, I'd definitely have this music volume up a bit more. Now, how does it run on my machine? Well, as I've already mentioned, there's a few optimization issues, so it's not running the best. I'm able to run on high settings and can hold 60 frames a second, but if I try and up it to the max settings, I'll get between about 40 to 60 depending on the location. It drops quite low in the cities and sometimes in the jungle a bit as well. I also had quite a weird issue which I've seen quite a few people getting as well, and that's to do with the MSAA setting in the game. If I set it to 2 times or 4 times, which they default in the normal settings, I get a really weird artifacting issue on the right hand side of the screen. I did find a way around this by either setting it to off or 8 times, but setting it to 8 times does have a massive impact on performance. As I said, I've looked on Google, there are some others that are struggling with this, and it seems to be mainly people with either AMD's cards or the newer version of Nvidia's, the 1060, 70 and 80. So if you've got one of those and you're getting that problem, I say just set it to off or 8 times for now until they get fixed. I'm hoping that's patched pretty quickly, as well as getting the optimization sorted, so we can all enjoy the game even more. So overall, if you hadn't guessed it already, I think this game is phenomenal. Definitely the best racing game of the year by far in my eyes, and there's so much to do that after over a week playing it, I'm only about 20% of the way to completing the game, and probably about halfway through the main objectives. I can't see myself getting bored of it for quite a while, and if you like open world racing games like Horizon 2, Test Drive Unlimited and The Crew, I couldn't recommend this game more to you. If you haven't played the game type before, it's definitely a good place to start, so yeah, check it out. As always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you liked it. If you do have any suggestions, feel free to comment down below or send me a message on my other social media accounts. Also, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Have fun guys, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.